Hey, what's going on, guys? I get a lot of questions about calorie counting, right? A lot of people are getting confused with this, and I don't blame them because different websites have different ways of counting how many calories you need based on the information you give them, and different calculators give you different numbers. And I personally experienced the same problem, and I got really, really frustrated because sometimes when you're not seeing the gains that you want to see, you begin to try to blame other things. You're like, man, maybe that website gave me the wrong fucking calories or whatever, da da da. And then you go to another site and you're like, well, how do I know this one is right and this and this? So to keep it simple, this is the way I did it. To just keep it simple, I got tired of the madness, right? Just start off with a basic number. Chances are you want it to be not too low, but like average, right? Average, and then work your way up from there or down if you're cutting a bulk. And what do I mean by that? For example, I start off with basic ways of counting my macros with things like, for example, protein. I would say 1 gram per pound of body weight, right? It's gonna be my these are your starting numbers, meaning you're not gonna keep them forever. You're just gonna look and gauge based on your physique, the changes in your physique and your energy levels, things like that. So let's say you 200 pounds, right? You're gonna start with protein, 1 gram per pound of body weight a day. So you're gonna say 200 grams of protein. Multiply that by 4. Everybody knows this. Multiply by 4, you get how many calories you need from protein. So it's gonna be 4 by times 2 is 8. It's gonna be 800 calories from protein. Then you go carbs, same thing. Do 1 gram per pound of body weight just to begin, right? Whether you're bulking or cutting doesn't matter. You also get 800 calories. That's 800 plus 800. That's 1600 calories. As far as fats, a good number to begin with is half of your body weight. So if you're 200, well, let's say 100 grams of fat, right? 100 grams of capsule fat. That's a lot of calories, but like I said, this is healthy fats. Avocado, olive oil, peanuts, shit like that. But once again, you're not sticking to those numbers. It's just like a starting point. So even though 100 grams of fat looks like a lot, just bear with me. So then after that, you multiply the grams of fat by 9, so you get the calories you need from fats. So 100 by 9 is 900. So total you have 1600 plus 900 gives you 2500 calories for the 200-pound male. And you start taking that for a week, 7 days. You don't need more than 7 days to see changes in your physique if you're cutting or bulking. Your body will put on fat in 7 days. Your body will lose fat in 7 days, believe it or not. Just be consistent. Begin with those macros and be consistent as fuck for at least 7 days. Then try your hardest to stick to the same foods, because you guys know I'm big on the belief that different foods affect your body differently because of the micro, the vitamins, the fiber, and things like that. So try to stick with the same foods, not literally like every day, but like the same circle, the same pool of foods, for 7 days. Now, if you're bulking, obviously, you're going to notice, well, if you're losing weight, then what does that tell you? You got to increase, your calories. But now a lot of people wonder, should I increase my fats, my protein, my carbs, da da da. Usually, if you're bulking, what you really want to increase is you want to look at your carbs and then your protein. Because your protein, you don't see, I want to get to the protein side later, right? But really, when you're bulking, your carbs are really the most important. You need protein, obviously. Everybody knows you need protein. Whether you're cutting or bulking, you need protein. But the things that are going to make you lose weight or gain weight fast or whatever is your carbs. Manipulate that shit. So if you bulk and you realize, well, I'm doing this basic 1 gram per pound of body weight shit, whatever, and I'm not gaining weight, well, try to eat 1.5 grams of body weight for your carb instead of 1 gram. Test this out for a week. Look at the results. If you're not getting weight again, go back to that that sheet and try to eat 2 grams per pound of body weight for your carbs. Obviously, it's gonna give you, if you're 200-pound mass, it's gonna give you 400 grams of carbs. Multiply that by 9. That gives you 9 times 4 is 36. So that's how many calories you need from whatever carbs. Pretty much just use those basic numbers and then gauge. Work your way up or down. If you're cutting, then obviously same thing. If you realize, hey, I'm gaining weight instead of losing weight, or I'm at a plateau, instead of getting 1 gram per pound of body weight for carbs, try cutting that down to 80%, 70%, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is pick basic, simple ass numbers and look at the scale and the mirror. You can't just look at the scale. People just look at the scale. Oh, I'm gaining weight, I'm getting big. You might just be fat. Look at the scale and the mirror. If you notice that you're getting big, but you're not putting on too much fat in your face and your whatever places your body stores fat based on your genetics, then you're doing good. If you notice that it's the opposite, then make adjustments. But always begin with something, right? Don't do what I did, which is get mad and throw everything out and start from scratch. No. Adjust based on what you started with. As far as protein, people say, well, how do I know I need more protein or less, whatever? You will know, I know this from experience, you will know you need more protein when it takes you longer to recover. That's one thing I noticed That's the miracle behind protein. I noticed when I cut my protein a lot, because I was doing this experiment, you guys remember? I was trying to experiment how much protein my body really needed. So I tried to cut them down gradually to see if I was still making gains with a low amounts of protein. I got to a point where I would do a workout that I do all the time, and it would take me like 4 or 5 days to recover. And I'm like, man, I've been doing the same routine for a long time, 2 3 weeks. I recover in 2 days max. Now it's taking me 4 to 5 days, and I go back on my list. And I notice, oh shit, I cut my protein down tremendously. So then I go back and I increase. So you will know you're not getting enough protein when it takes you too long to recover, even though there's other factors that come into play, which is like water, hydration, sleeping, stuff like that. But when you soar, you have downs for a long period of time. That's a big indicator that you're not getting enough protein, and among other things. But usually, protein, pick a good number, pick a solid number. Don't be too high, but don't be too low. Pick a number in between, right there, 1 gram per pound of body weight, or 1.5 gram per pound of body weight, and just keep that basic, and just fuck with the carbs, right? And you should see gains. You should notice gains. Use the scale and the mirror as trimmers. It's like cut your macros, right? You're getting too fat, cut down the carbs. You're not getting big enough, increase the carbs. You know, um, and what else? What else? Yeah, I think I covered most of the things. Don't forget to get your veggies though. Your veggies and your fruits are a big part of your fitness goal. So that should help you out, guys. Don't let this calorie counting calculators drive you crazy, because they just give you a number and they tell you, oh, 40%, 40%, 80% of this, 80% is that, and then you end up thinking, well, I'm not getting enough protein or enough carbs. Just begin with like the carbs, the pound of body weight, protein, da da da. This way it's easier to manipulate the numbers. All right, this video is so fucking long. Hope this helps. I'm out.